reporting, the trusted reporting channels. So when we get information from DICT, from COMELEC, from your good office, from law enforcement and others, they're treated with great deference and treated with great priority. But doxing, putting people's lives in danger, that's obviously a red line for us.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, knowing how bureaucratic and to an extent slow the processing of legal actions in the Philippines, we are more concerned on your mandate and mechanisms as Meta, as a multinational technology conglomerate in terms of taking action on these matters, no? From fact-checking and ensuring the veracity of contents and users, taking down posts and banning users that proliferate disinformation and red tagging, up to instituting protections to users so as to allow for a healthy and humane interactions and discourses on your platforms. That is what we're expecting.
Mr. Chair, thank you so much, Congresswoman, for the opportunity to discuss these important issues. And we absolutely share the objective of making sure that the platforms that Meta operates in the Philippines are safe ones. And so that's why we're here. That's why we're having this conversation. And we're always, always happy to take more feedback, to look at things that if the Congress believes we can do better, we're happy to take that back and see what can be done. And I think, as Rob said, I would just emphasize, please do utilize the reporting channels that we have established that are very well functioning with the government, with DICT, with the law enforcement, with COMELEC, to address these issues. Anything that can lead to the potential for physical harm, we treat with the utmost severity and urgency.
To share, maybe they can help us in the data. For example, how many complaints have they received? How many are initiated by their platform? For example, the total numbers, at least, no? If we can have that idea of how they actually took an action on those complaints.
But that would be a substantial number of complaints. I don't know if you'll be able to submit the data to this committee. I mean, well, maybe as far as the Philippines is concerned.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. We do put out transparency reports that look at how we have handled government requests, and so those are readily available. I believe the last one we have out right now would be for H1 2024. I can check on when the next one is coming, but beyond that, I'm happy to discuss with the committee, I think more in private, about how we can potentially share additional data around how we have acted on government requests.
Mr. Chair, with your indulgence, might I just add to that response? I really like the fact that you said, I believe, was it humane and fair? I think that's very, very well put. I want to make it very clear that we are not in a reactive-only posture when it comes to the upcoming midterms. We've been having weekly huddles with meetings that are very multidisciplinary and cross-functional at our, at our headquarters in Singapore. That is largely staffed by our Filipino colleagues. We are firm in our belief that the Filipino election is for Filipinos, and we're doing everything we can to keep it free, fair, and free from interference. And to your point, Madam Congresswoman, humane as well. But as the chair and I were discussing along with Rafi, we've seen firsthand, and this is now my second or third round of elections here in the Philippines, it's a very vibrant, bare-knuckle democracy here. So yeah, it can get pretty rough and tumble.
Yes, Mr. Chair, but we would like to lessen the fake news and disinformation. So we need those data that we really need those data.
Would you allow releasing that data? Would it be proper if this committee would write you an official communication to access those data?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Yes, I think it would be helpful if you could, as a committee, specify the type of data you'd like to see, and then we can take that under advisement and share what we can, and have a discussion about what type of data we share, and kind of what's most helpful to you.
Yeah, okay, we will send an official communication for that data.
Last question, Mr. Chair. Do you have ways to ensure that the same people, for example, if an account is banned or removed from the platform, or the account holder, they can simply make a new one, right? So how do you ensure that the same people will not be able to make a new account? For example, like banning their IP addresses instead of just removing their Facebook accounts. Do you have that power?
Mr. Chairman, if it's so. Yes, so we do have policies against this, which we call recidivism. We can and do, in many cases, try to ban IP addresses. I would say that this is difficult. It's a difficult space because
That's
it's
in CSAM, right? In the
Yes.
in cases of child pornography and OSAIC.
Yes, absolutely. For those types of very high severity violations, those people would be banned from our platforms. And we do our best to keep people off once they have been deleted. But what I would say is what we encounter are various levels of adversarial behavior. There are some people, including very well-financed criminal organizations, who are very determined to maintain a presence on our platforms, and that is a hard battle that we fight. We do our best. We continue to fight that battle every day. We do it with the help of our law enforcement colleagues in Philippines and around the world. But it's not always easy. We try to do our best we can. We have also new technology that we use. AI is incredibly helpful and a remarkably helpful tool in helping us kind of try to...
It's also a helpful tool for those who makes this.
Yeah, we've talked a lot today about some of the potential harm of AI, but I think that what I would emphasize is that AI is also the best shield in many cases, right? We've developed AI technology to help moderate our platforms, both at the content level and, as you were talking about, the user level, for many, many years. We're able to delete literally billions of accounts, like the ones you're talking about, because of AI. And so those are capabilities that we have. They're always turned on. They're always active. Again, our transparency report does go into the numbers of the billions of accounts that we delete from people like that who are trying to get back onto the platform even though they've been banned, or they're creating spam accounts, or many other reasons, right? And AI is one of the best tools we have in our arsenal to act against that type of work. We're also in the process of looking at other technology, as we long have. For recidivism, you referenced IP blocks. It is something that there are cases where that's possible, but that's again difficult because there's technology that very well-financed people can use to even evade that, right? So this is an adversarial space in some cases, and we do the best we can working with our partners in government and law enforcement to keep people off the platform once they've been removed. Rob, do you want to?
Sure, I'd be happy with the chair's indulgence to add some additional context to that. So when we're talking about the use of AI for detection for harmful content, the reason that north of 99% of child exploitation material doesn't make it onto our platform is because of things like machine learning, AI. The reason that the investment scam generative AI issue that was brought to my attention by the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission the other day is no longer allowed on our platform is because we have fed that into our tooling so that it's no longer available. The reason it's a very big step for us to take an entire device offline is because here in the Philippines, there are still places where families share a single device, where internet cafes share a device. So we want to make sure we're still providing voice to people who are lawfully using the same device. We do, however, to your point, have certain absolute red lines. So a terrorist-related piece of content, CSIM, human trafficking. There's no warnings given to users on that. Their accounts are disabled